Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. I'm Lenda Murray, 8 times Ms. Olympia, and you
Woo!
are watching Olympia TV. Welcome.
Woo!
A great conversation that my host, Wendy Fortino, IFBB Figure Pro, and Camile Periat, IFBB Bikini Pro, and IFBB and NPC Judge. Great conversation we are having today with an athlete that has been on the Olympia stage starting in 2018. She's been in the top 5 consistently. 2 times she placed second, but she is today our reigning 2024 Miss Olympia Bikini, Lauralie Chapados.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Miss Olympia. Hello, Miss Olympia.
Hello,
Welcome.
8-time Miss Olympia. It's
Yeah.
so great to hear from you.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank
How
you
does
for
it feel?
having me. Thank you for holding on so strong on those Friday, Femme Flex Friday. Femme Flex
Mhm.
Friday.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love
Yeah.
to be here.
Yeah.
How does
We
it
were just
feel?
having that whole conversation about prior. We'll continue it, guys, about being Ms. Olympia. The fact is, you will be Ms. Olympia forever, qualified forever. You could, from this point, not have to compete in another competition. Just keep showing up at the Olympia.
How
That's
crazy is that?
It is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy to think. But I think, you need to be active though. You can't really, like, for 3 years, right?
I don't know. Is that a rule? I don't think so.
I think you need to be active. Like someone cannot be like a Miss Olympia and just come like, um let's say who's oh my god, like
There
let's
have
say
been a couple who have. Like, I know Mia Finnegan, who was, I think she was the very first ever fitness Olympia champion. She took a 10-year hiatus and she came back and she was able to compete in the Olympia. So there have been some, but they might have, but rules always change. So you could be on to something. I don't want to speak to the current rules because sometimes they change. So that might be the case now.
But you don't really see it very often. You don't really see it. You don't see it very often where a
Correct.
Olympia champion takes time off and they come back. So we haven't really seen that very often at all.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Can you imagine if like Courtney King was to make a comeback, or like Natalia Mello would make a comeback?
It'd be so exciting.
That would be exciting. I know, because they were young, so they're still young. I mean, I know Natalia Mello, she was, I think, still a teenager when she won, so she's still young.
And she looks incredible right now. She looks like she probably could come back to the stage. She looks crazy.
Come back, Natalia.
Yeah. But anyways, this is about Lauralie.
It's about Lauralie.
And my qualification for life.
Yes.
So, Lauralie, tell us, okay, you've been through a lot. What we were also talking about is, it seems like people will go, oh, wow, she's just getting started. And that's one thing we were saying. And you said, well, I've been here, I've been at this for 10 years. So tell us about your journey up to this point and what kind of trials and tribulations and everything that you've been through to get to this point. Here we are 10 years after you started, and here we have the very first title that you're holding at the Olympic stage.
So before I get into all that, Wendy, I want to share with you what happened to me on stage when they called my name for the Miss Olympia, right? So, Bob did the whole thing, I'm with Ashley, we're holding hands, and knew obviously was going to be new because Jennifer Dory, like the current Miss Olympia, was not going to be, defending her title. So I was like, okay, like, haha, LOL, waiting, Bob, funny, like, you're doing it, let's do it, And then he calls my name. So that's like strike one, right? Like, it hits a little bit. You see, like, I'm kind of like doing like an ugly crying face. but then I get all the Uggs. I want to make sure that I'm like, you know, Jazzy's here. I'm like, oh my God, congratulations, girl. This is amazing. I'm like so happy for the girls. And I see kind of like Tyler coming, you know, Jen with the trophy, the medal, the crown. And then it's when we were in the line and Tyler and Jen just take my hand and like put the hands in the air. For like a moment in time, everything just stopped.
Wow.
And I could see like myself on looking like on stage when I was 17 years old the first time I went to the Olympia for the first time. And I said, I'm going to be on that stage one day. So I could literally see myself, like I'm not even kidding you. Like it was like seeing myself looking at this stage, and then my life kind of went by, like all this stuff, the shit that I've been through just erased. And it was just me and her for a second. And I was just, and then the hands went back down and everything went back to like normal speed. And then I was like, oh my God, now I need to like do a speech as a Miss Olympia. I haven't written a speech because normally I write a speech every year. Every year I've done the Olympia for 7 years back to back. I wrote a speech, right? Just to get like manifestation stuff. Like, what would I say? You know, make sure that I thank everybody because I forgot to mention Kim in my speech. Like I still to this day cannot forgive myself. But I write a speech and I didn't have a speech written, but I'm like, okay, well, this is either going to be the best speech of my life or the absolute worst, because I'm not ready for this. But you know what, Wendy, I was ready for anything. I was ready for Ashley to win. I mean, what an incredible story for her as well. Like to get her 50th title. I mean, but yeah, when that happened, I was just so in the moment. And everything that I've been through, it was just meant to be. It was just meant to be because that was my time. And God knows, like the universe knows it was my time. So all of that previously, it mattered, but it didn't matter anymore because it made me into who I am today. So I wouldn't change anything, you know. I never lost the Olympia. You know, when you think about finishing second or fifth, like even if you finish, I mean, 20th, like 16 in the entire world, like the best of bodybuilding, the bikini body for that many years, I've never lost the Olympia. I've always won so many lessons. But that moment right there is like, okay, well, yeah, now you win a big pair of shoes called Miss Olympia 2024, and you better walk them exactly like you're meant to. And you know, you said you were going to with all your heart and all those responsibilities and just with honor, you know, because I've been doing the top. I've been kind of bridesmaid of these girls for so long. I've seen great champions, my best friends, like getting crowned for Miss Olympia. So now I know how I want to carry myself. I want to be a true testament of staying true to myself. And we'll get into like the post Olympia after, because it's a whole other ball game. But that moment, I mean, just looking back at the video, thank you so much for showing that to me, because that moment.
I want you to feel it again. I want you to like feel this moment again.
Well, the way you describe it makes us feel exactly what you felt, which is really cool. And, you know, I've known you for a long time, and I remember I remember finding out who you were when you won your very first bikini show. Actually, you didn't even win it. You were like, I think you came in like second in like maybe the Toronto or something like that. You had 600 followers. You were like just getting started. And I saw a picture of you and I'm like, this girl, and I showed it to some of my friends and I was like, this girl is incredible. And one day, mark my words, she will become Miss Olympia. This was before you even went to your first Olympia. I thought you had this, just, you have the it factor. You always have. But as you've matured, you've also grown into the woman that you are. And like even last year when I saw you after you got off stage, you know, a lot of people who may be in your position who've come in second, has been the bridesmaid for a long time. It can be a hard pill to swallow, but you would just hold it with such grace. And it's just really cool to see what you have become. And you are an amazing ambassador to the sport. You do hold the bikini division very high, and you're a great role model for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
Well
so
said.
much.
Right on the point. Right on point. You hit the nail on the head, Camille.
Yeah, you're amazing. And also it seems like this year you just felt calm. You felt so calm, and maybe not.
No, I was
You were
like,
calm. And it almost seems like I know you have been thrown into the fire and the trenches in the past on social media, or maybe drag across the coal, especially getting close to Olympias. This year just seemed like there was no drama in your life. You were able to focus on your prep, and you just had this really calm sense and this aura around you.
Mm-hmm.
yes, yeah, I did. I mean, it's so funny. I made those eyes because when Hani saw me like right exit, because he was right backstage to like congrats, obviously like his champions and stuff, whatever. He saw me, and the next day when he called me, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." He was like, "I mean, you look numb." I was like, "What do you mean?" You're so calm and so at peace, and I was kind of like so taking it all in. I was not like no emotion almost, but just he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"You look numb." I'm like, "No, I'm not." I was just like very at peace and just ready for anything. And then that was my moment. And I took it exactly as I am. Like I'm a very calm person. I'm very serious about my sport also. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
and I was just right there by myself. But like you said, I think in the past, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff, but
Get into it, but you were
Well, not like
I
okay.
I
Don't worry about getting into it. But what I want to say to piggyback on Camille is that one thing about you, and this is something that I'm just going to put out there because this is just, I mean, it is what it is. You're absolutely stunning. You're beautiful. People are drawn to you. I would say that you have a very like special place in this industry, and I think just from day one, a lot of people have been drawn to you, and with that comes responsibility, but also you have a lot of people that want to see you fail, and they want to see you come down because they're jealous, and it's such an extreme degree when it's somebody like you who a lot of people want to be like you. People want to take what you have. People can't handle it. It's something that like not many people really understand what that feels like. And I think to Camille's point, you've held that kind of responsibility with such grace and such ease, and you've still had to overcome so much of that like nastiness. But I think it's been very clear and very apparent that the drama has kind of come to you, and kind of just kind of like sort of like floated in, and we've woven out of it, and it's not really you. You're just kind of, I'm just here, I'm just Lauralie, like just kind of let me do my thing. So what has helped you get through that with such grace? Because I mean, you have had to deal with a lot, you know what I mean?
yes, and I mean, like you said, it was just very nasty, right? And sometimes like it was very difficult. So it was very difficult also for my family because there's so much like they show me so much support, and they see the lies, and they kind of want me to go fight against it, and I'm trying to make them understand that some people have narratives that they just they win having it, and sometimes you're the villain in the story. And I still believe that the truth will prevail, and all I can do right now is focus on my sport and stay again true to myself, true to my passion. People that are close to me know what is going on. My circle is incredible, by all means, and they I have people in my circle that wants to see me win for myself, not for them. They don't benefit from anything of me winning other than seeing me happy. And I think that's really when you find people that have good heart, good soul, and good intention towards you. So I felt very safe. Listen, I go to the Olympia, and I'm aware of there's people, right? They're gonna be there, and sometimes it's a stressor for me.
Yeah.
But I've seen nobody. I have seen nobody. I just felt so loved, Wendy, so supported. I had Paola helping me, all week. And then I had Nancy. I changed my makeup artist, and just being supported by amazing women, amazing crew. Kim, obviously, I had Hani. I just felt protected and loved by every single people that touched me, was close to me. I was just walking in. I was just ready to put on a show in the most calmest, peaceful way. So yeah.
Yeah. What would your second place self in 2018, and I believe you placed second in 2021, correct?
Yes.
What would that Lauralie say to the Lauralie Chapados that is now the current Ms. Olympia?
I would say 2018, I would say trust yourself. Trust yourself. And in 2021, I would tell her, don't worry. Don't worry. Stop worrying. I would also say that to 2018 too. But um, but yeah, no, to trust myself. I think that's the most important thing. Sometimes in interview, I've been asked a lot, what would you say to girls that are just started to compete? And I have to tell you, like, the biggest thing that saved me and still saved me to this day is knowing who I am to my core, knowing my values, knowing my principles. I've made mistakes, but at the end of the day, like, I've never broken character. I've always stayed close to my values. I have an amazing family. I've been raised, by amazing parents, and my brothers are amazing. And I hold a lot of my strength, but the how strong I am towards my values. And I've made mistake as the 17 years old in the sport, that thinks that she's a woman and she knows everything and she can deal with everything in the world that's throwing at us, and we're gonna find a way. And I've learned it, but at the end of the day, I can still do my sport and do the things that I love, which is, I've never lost.
I like that.
I've dealt with things that a lot of bikini, competitors and champions that didn't have to deal with. And it's not like a me versus them type of thing. It's more like a me versus me type of thing where, I stay true to myself all along. And I mean, I'm still able to do what I love. So never lost.
I think why I would say you are probably the most, like, if they had a People's Choice Award for women, you probably would have won it for the bikini. When you come out on stage, the audience goes crazy. Like, you are probably the most
star status.
Yeah, most well liked and followed bikini competitor. Maybe you don't have, maybe there's others that may have more followers, but your fans are like tight fans. Like, you have fans everywhere. I forgot where I was going with that, but
that's great.
My Chap Army. I call them my Chap fam or my Chap Army.
So so to Camile's point, when you first started and you had 600 followers to now, I know you have over 500,000. Because I think last year sometime I saw something like that. How does that feel, like having over 500,000 people following?
700,000.
700,000 people following you.
It's Lenda, because I remember those years, obviously, like I had 600 followers, right? Because I started this sport without really Instagram at all. I would never dare to bring in a tripod to the gym. And now here I am, like, bringing my tripod every day, But no, honestly, it's even more incredible because it has grown organically and in the most, like, genuine way, like effortlessly. Just literally me doing exactly what I love every single day. No special lighting, nothing extra, no script. To be love and being able to inspire people by simply waking up in the morning and doing what you love is the greatest blessing. And I have to live in gratitude every single day because it's honestly insane. Like, when I saw my parents, like, work from 6 a.m. in the morning, my mom would leave and come back at 8 p.m. and, like, take care of us and, like, do her homeworks. And my dad would travel, like, places, like, for half the month and come back. And here I am. I can travel however I want to just like hugging people, talk to people. Then I train and I work out. And yes, I have to eat chicken and rice. It's not always great all the time, but I would choose that life with everything that it brought me, the drama, the this, the that. I mean, for 8 to 5 in an office that I don't like my boss, like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome. I love that. Oh
Too.
man.
I
Um,
do too.
so I had he put together a little side by side comparison of you from last year Olympia to this year, and I'm just curious, and we're all curious, like what your changes were to bump you into this first spot. So we have this photo here, 2024 on the left, 2023 on the right. What feedback did they give you? What did you run with, and what did you and Kim like gel together to make this final outcome happen?
Yeah. So 2023, I still look at this shape and I'm so proud of it, to be honest. I know,
Beautiful.
like, I know the hormonal water that came through is just Mother Nature. And, I 2 days before. So that has a lot to do with it for the lower body part, but we weren't ready for this. You know what I mean? I think like once you're an athlete and you've done this for so long, those things need to not be overlooked. And I need to be so sharp that I can fill out with water, because I tend to hold my water a lot in my legs most of the time because of inflammation, because I hold more muscle in that area as well. So 2023, I was just spot on, and spot on was not enough for me to deal with that hormonal water the day of the 2 days.
Oh,
So that's what happened. But I love that shape. Like, I still to this day I can't look at that shape and be upset with it, which in the past I've been upset with some of the shape that that I peak with, because peaking is so important, and I've had bad peaking. But between 2023 and 2024, I know this is Olympia TV, but there was the Arnold, and I won my third Arnold title between those two pictures. So after the 2023 Olympia, we just went to town, jogging those legs away. My feedbacks were obviously to bring my legs down, my lower body down quite a bit. So
You did.
we
well,
take
your glutes look actually like your glutes look so much fuller in last year's, or just
Yeah, you look so good.
like they look bigger. Your glutes do, and wasn't that part of your feedback that your glutes were like
too
maybe
big,
too big?
overpowering for sure. My foot stance have changed as well, and
Yeah.
I'm doing a little less, I want to say.
You're doing what different? What did you say you're doing different with your stance?
My foot placement, I'm less
Sorry, your feet are cut off. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay, but I think you can see that it's kind of less out. I'm very out on this one. This one I'm more narrow stance, and I'm more forward as well with my feet.
Yeah.
Bringing your quads in.
Yeah.
Yes, quads in a bit more, kind of, leaning a little bit more forward, like hinging forward a little bit more, but still standing upright. Since 2018, I'm known for my back pose as like the one that's the most upright, and I know this is very appreciated from the judges, just as a standard of a back pose where it's not sexualized. You can really see the muscle. Like, I would hate to have that crossing the line where it becomes sexualized or something like that. So very upright, is very showing the muscle. I don't push to bring out anything. It's just kind of like putting it there. So yeah, I brought down obviously the legs, but it's Kim would argue, and like we spoke about this a lot, but it's really more my upper body that we brought up. My waist has shrunk a ton because my trainer, my boyfriend, and we changed exercise selection a lot when it comes to lower body to preserve that waistline, and jogging for cardio helped a lot. But my glute shape is pretty much alike. Like, I almost have a little bit more of upper glute because I worked on that part a little bit more. Would you agree?
Yes, yes, I agree.
Yeah, it looks, well, here's the thing. It's like you definitely lost some size on your body overall. You lost quite a bit of size on your lower body, but you're very balanced. And that's the look that the judges want to see on you. And that's the thing. It's like with every girl has a different look that the judges want to see on her. And think that like the judges love your feminine shape. You have such a beautiful, like womanly hourglass, shape. And it's, to me, when you're fuller, I think it looks gorgeous. You're like, when you're more like voluptuous, I love that look. But what the judges want to see is like a scaled down version of that on you. And you and Kim got your like caps on, and you made it happen. The exact look the judges have been wanting to see from you. And I personally thought it was so awesome that you were able to be so meticulous about that and make it exactly like what the judges want to see. It was almost like a science project to watch you and Kim bring this exact physique to the stage that I feel like I've been hearing the judges talk about exactly what they want you to look like, and then you brought it to the stage with that. That was so cool, like from the outside looking in to see.
Yes, that, it's 2018 all over again. Sandy brought back and she told me the same exact thing she told me in 2018. Do not change anything. That's what she told me in 2018. And then she's like, but no, for real this time. I'm like, yes, okay. But,
so what was your weight?
Like,
did your weight change? How did you?
From the Olympia or from the Arnold to the?
I guess from.
Well, since we have the photos here, let me see.
Yeah.
So 2023, I was 132, closer to 123 on stage. I want to say probably 132.9, 0.8.9. On 2024, interestingly enough, because Arnold, I was 129. On 2024, I was 131.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little different.
Wow.
Huh.
And I'm 5'7.5". So
yes,
okay.
Just for the listeners, to
yes, and I know that you're tall, so
not much. So you got like your muscle must have gotten a little denser.
More
that's
mature,
awesome.
more dense. Yeah, no, it's been amazing, and huge shout out. I had the expertise of Kim, the experience of Kim, the wisdom of Kim, but even more shout out to like Aldo, my boyfriend, with the training, because that's really where I kind of go crazy, and he's there 24/7, like every single day. Like, so tapering everything, being very meticulous, like you said, like these things are very necessary where you're trying to be at the top, and it's always like a 1 point difference, a 0.001% difference. Like it's a good time, but it's not always a good time. I can't always have a good time at the gym. Like right now I'm having a good time because I'm eating, like you see Sid Gillen, right? Like we love Sid, and she's like, I'm going to the gym and I'm going to take pre-workout and I'm going to grow a dump truck. That's what she told me at this Sunday seminar. And I was like, yes, I'm absolutely here for it, but I cannot even train with you. That's so sad because here I'm trying to maintain the same, and she did that for years. Just don't train. She wouldn't even take pre-workout. She told me, she was like, I can't take pre-workout because it's going to actually make me grow. Wow. And this is the kind of sacrifice. Okay.
You have fun. Now you get to have fun.
Yeah. No, that was a good night. Yeah.
A bottle of booze.
That was us trying to go to the gala and realizing that it's pretty much done and people are gone. So it was a pizza spot downstairs. So we're like, well,
okay.
It's not easily anything.
What was the first thing you wanted? Like after?
Yeah.
Was it pizza?
Oh, no, I actually ordered tacos and it came. So I was like, okay. But I just honestly, peanut M&Ms and fruits. That's the only thing I wanted. I just wanted fruits, peanuts, M&M, and probably like a steak. So that's what I had ordered. But
I think
with all the hoopla immediately after, did you have like a package of peanut M&Ms and you couldn't even get to them? Because like when you win, it's like you almost go like forever before you could really get to eat.
My room. Oh my God. Yeah. So everything went by kind of quicker this time than I expected it. And I think it's just because they separated the media to like the backstage area. So I was like, where are the girls? Like there was like, it was just me and the media at some point, and then the judges a little bit. And then once they call, Samson Dot as the winner, then on to the next one, right? Sorry about that. And then it's like on to the next one. It's like, I mean, Samson, and then it's like I'm old news, So it kind of went quickly in that sense where and I just want to go see my family, you know what I mean? So I kind of then they showed me a way to go kind of like backstage area, but in a sneaky way. And I got to see my family, hug them, everything, but I wasn't really hungry at all, just hanging out. Right. But time to go to the room, and they had peanuts M&M at the hotel, so I was like, "This is great. This is all I need."
Yeah, they did, right?
They did.
$20 peanut M&Ms.
Oh, is that the charge? Is that how much they were?
Yes.
In your room? Yeah, they charge for so much. It's like for these little tiny containers of that stuff. I'm like, seriously. I know.
Honestly, my credit card charges after the Olympia is always the worst of the year. Because you don't look. I'm like, this water is fabulous. It's probably like $19 the water. I'm like, but I still need it. Like,
I need it.
You overlook everything. It's like your wedding day. It really is. It's just like your credit card, and then you come back and like, oh, okay, well.
So true. So true. I know you're in the moment though, and you're just like,
I'll
deal with it later.
How much were the M&Ms?
They were close to $20.
They were worth it.
I'm retired, so almost $20 a package. Kid you not.
Lenda's like, I didn't just get off stage. I don't need them that bad.
That's right. No, it's crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, I was asking about that too, because after a competition, like people are always like, I want to win, right? And there's a feeling, I know what it feels like to place second. I know what it feels like to place first. And I'm like, hey guys, you got to be ready. Because when you win, like there's a feeling like, I know when you play second, also you don't feel like really eating that much.
Yeah.
When I played second, it was a different kind of second because I was a current reigning champion. I lost. So that was like, I didn't want to eat for like a week or something.
Yeah.
Well, they get photo shoots afterwards. Like you shot with JM the next day. Like it's not like you can just like, all right, time to let loose. Like you're still like kind of on.
Yeah.
Yes, you're on. And the first thing I thought was like, was my speech okay? Like, what does Miss Olympia do? Like the gala and not next day tomorrow. But I feel like everybody kind of like had my back, and they were very nice about it, which is, it's nice to feel supported by the production, because nobody hands you a book like, all right, here's how to be a pro athlete. Here's how to be Miss Olympia now. Right. Here's how to be Arnold champion. So to have the production and be feeling supported, it's it did bring everything so smooth and easier. And I was really able to enjoy time with my family, because winning is amazing. But yeah, having my family here, making sure they're enjoying their time. Like it's always kind of the back of my mind, no, it's been incredible. With JM, we had a good time. I was able to go to a Sunday seminar, and that was surreal for me. When I was sitting there in my chair, I'm like, this chair has my name on it. And I had Sid on one side, Ryan Terry on the other side. I'm Samson Dada, the new one. Chris's last time being here. It's gonna be Sid last time being there. Missy come back. I'm like, and I'm here.
You're there.
This photo shoot is incredible, by the way.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that place was so cool. It's Cascade Palace. It's a house of, oh my God, leaner later or something like that. One of JM's friends, and that's a house. That's their backyard. They have
that's funny. Wow.
They have that place, and it's like all heated. There's like fishes like going on there. I was like, this is great. And the crew we had was really, really cool. The girls, the group changed a little bit over the year because those photo shoots are almost like a year prior. You're selected, and only a select few can get in. So Maureen was invited at first. Jennifer was there to be at first, but then a lot of the girls ended up changing. But no, just a good time with some good people. Nancy was there, and Debbie Mannion and JM Mannion, and obviously that's Gilco Production and his team, which good friend of mine. He's amazing. He sent me a big, like, my winning picture with my trophy. I don't have it. It's at the gym, but it's a big poster. He actually printed out and sent it to me as a gift.
Oh, wow.
How nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
So I think, and Camille, I think you did that with your tracksuit. But what I want to do is like
frame it.
put my bikini on. And Aldo was like, you need to have like a bat cave where you have it, because I had 3 different bottoms this time. I had 3 different bottoms, a V shape, a scoop shape, and like another shape. It's like, you need to have a bat cave with all of your suit, and just your medal.
That's rad. And you know what's so cool, if you like, because you and your boyfriend Aldo owns a gym, right?
Yeah.
Having that framed and having it on the wall, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have a question here. Autumn B says, do you ever mess up on your diet or not being consistent with exercising, and how do you deal with that?
So Autumn B, thank you so much for joining us on this live. Do I ever mess up on my diet? If I'm on a diet, it's because I'm prepping for a show, so I can't mess up. It's not really an option. Am I on diet all year round? Absolutely not. So that way I'm not cheating on my diet if I'm not on a diet, right? So at the moment right now, I'm living really, and we might go into that a little bit because I feel like it's so important to talk about this whole reverse dieting things. And it's been hard on my mindset because every single year I'm known for the girl that goes after and she eats and she doesn't do a proper reverse diet. For me, reverse dieting in this slow paced way to keep my physique for a longer time doesn't make sense to me, and that's for my personal reason. And I used to do it just for the heck of it, just for balance, just for fun. But for me now, it's how can I get my hormones back to normal ASAP? Because if I, God forbid, I lost my period for a long time. Sorry, it's like getting into details, but
no, that's right. You gotta keep it real.
It's part of the game. So if I lost my periods for a long time, now my leptin, my ghrelin is like acting up. I'm like, okay, let me listen. Let me go full intuitive. And I want to get back in touch with my intuition. What does my body tells me right now? And after the Olympia, I was very hungry. So I was like, okay, let me eat. But I was hungry for like my whole food stuff. So I was still, tracking a little bit more than I used to. I do my protein intake. I'm also smart about it. I'm also kind of like wired. I'm sure if I had no scale, I would still measure my food and it would be like 4.1, 4.0, 3.9. It's always very close. But I got my period like 3 weeks after instead of having them maybe like 6 weeks after. But for me, if I plan to compete sooner, like I need to get those things back to normal as quickly as possible. So I shift my mindset. I don't go after a show if I don't have any event that requires me a certain physical shape. I'm like, all right, let me listen to my inner. Let the outer do its thing. It might not look proper to the other eye of like the judgmental eye that says like, oh my God, you look like 20
That
pounds.
sounds very healthy, like very mentally healthy.
I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to bring me longevity. I call it balance too. I call it, because when I go back to dieting, every time, oh, I think she went too far this year. Every time, like, no, I
really?
switch.
I think you look great year round.
Thank you, Camille. Thank you.
Always do.
But I don't walk with abs all the time, and it's just you have those people that just have to say something, obviously. But now that I was Miss Olympia, I was like, now it's going to be a real testament of like, can I really go all in with my goals that I set to myself without the noise or the position of like now Miss Olympia? Like there's this new standard now that
Do you
people
feel more pressure to? Do you feel more pressure to like stay a certain way year round now that you hold that title?
Yes, I did. I did at first. You know why? Because everything is like unwritten.
Yeah.
Even people that says like you should only gain 10 to 20 pounds, like where's the science to this? Because I don't see any science. Like, I'm gonna go by my own science
Yes.
right now, and I need to like really trust it. And when I was driving, to come home to go to the podcast, I was thinking, I was like, this is really going to be a testament, because I had it rough. I was like, it was really hard for me the first like couple days, because I was going to do exactly what I set myself to, the goal switch, the healthy, the holistic situation, da da da. But I also was dealing with the pressure. So I'm like, well, if I really go through it, as I said I was going to do unapologetically, this is going to be what it is. You know how Jordan Peterson, I'm going to let you, I'm talking, I'm rambling.
No, go ahead. This is such great information, Lauralie.
Go for it. We have a few questions that people are asking, but finish your thought. This is good. Go for it.
So Jordan Peterson, I remember in an interview, he said that you're better. Would you believe more in a ninja being silent, or in a monk being silent? Like, which one would you choose? You would choose you would choose the ninja being silent, because it actually takes power to be silent, because normally he's like a fighter, right? I don't know how to say that exactly, but it's like being lean, if you're already always lean all the time, but you're not healthy. Like for me, it's more cowardice than just like face it and being able to like voice my own narrative, which is, I'm doing this for my hormones, and people are still gonna judge if they want to judge, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing for myself is the healthiest way that I found to do, and I've been doing this for years now. So this is my protocol on post show. But there's so many ways to do it.
I love that. Yeah. We have a few questions here. D-Dash wants to know that it's been said that your life changes with the title. How has your life changed? And are you planning on traveling to shows and seminars?
Well, now I have a nanny and a driver. She takes me everywhere, and I don't have to do my laundry anymore. Really? I feel that's what people are like expecting me to say. Like, oh, I have a shopper. I have a personal designer.
That was good.
No, it's good though. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it does. Some things change, I think, when you're making money, and now you can go out to eat more and have someone else cook your steak. Some people make that mistake. You know what I mean? And we talked about that last time. In the beginning, you're like you'll eat tuna out of a can, or you put your chicken breast on your own George Foreman grill, and then you win. And then now you're going, and it's like, oh, I'm going to go and have somebody, cook for me, or hire my mom to cook for me. Some people do get it little. They do.
I want names.
They get lost.
She's like,
Some
I'm not
people-
a diva all of a sudden. I'm still down to earth. She's still like, yeah. Okay, so would you have wished you had won the Olympia with Jen and Maureen competing? That's an interesting question.
Such an interesting question. And
that is interesting.
I would like to answer. I'm gonna say I wish I would have competed this year with Jen, Maureen, Janet. Angelica was there, obviously, but everybody looking at their best, right? That's always what you want as a competitor. Especially because I know these girls also for a long time, and like we're actually good friends, so it's always a blast. But they were there. Nonetheless, I know some people have said, she wouldn't have won if Jen and Maureen was there, da da da. Arnold 2022. Arnold, I think that's Arnold 2022, Arnold 2021. It was 6 weeks after the Olympia. I beat like both of them. I went fourth to first at the Arnold. So it shows it shows how people can keep track of everything on social media. But they also and all the shows. But
Yeah.
it also shows on it how important the peaking process in bodybuilding. It really is just about who shows up that day, period. And
It does.
that's also good judging, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Fair
Yes,
judging.
absolutely.
All right. Do you plan to compete at the Arnold 2025 or before 2025 Olympia? Two Pieced says they can't wait to see you walk out on the O stage with the smoke.
Ooh.
Yes, that's right. That's gonna be next year. The smoke and
Now
all
you're
the
gonna be
weight.
planning your pose out. You're gonna be like what should my stance be? Because Jen Dory has that really cool shot when she's like her hair, and now you have to prepare for it.
Oh, you know I will. You know I will. You know I will. Yeah. Because we changed a lot of my posing this year too.
Why? I know you. I mean, it was amazing this year and last year. What made you make the changes?
The 45-second, and then our keyword with Kim was show the assets. So the week before, I was doing my double stance. He's like, nope, just that glute, just that side. I don't care. I'm like, really? I don't want to do it twice. I'm doing it 3 times, Kim. He's like, nope, I don't care. Show the assets. That's it. So to me, like the Olympia was really like business. Like we're here for business. We're here for the title. This is just, we're doing what we do. Finals was a little bit different. I just did my little move that I've been working on with my my little teacher. But yeah, kept it really simple.
When Kim said when you revise it from like 3 times to 1, and he said show the assets, what are you talking about as what we're watching? Like
that transition. See, this one, I used to do the transition on the other glute. I was not doing, but I do that transition only on that glute. See here again. Yeah. So I used to do the opposite. I would like transition like one glute, the other glute. And that's my little like pose here. That's my silhouette pose. I call it my silhouette pose.
Yeah.
I had so much fun on stage. It was so cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
you were just
beautiful.
kind of like came out here, but you always look like you're having a lot of fun out on stage. You never look like you're like in your head or nervous. Like you really love to be on stage. You can tell.
You just look so relaxed, so poised. What would you recommend or suggest to women to help them with their walk and their flow and their presentation? Is there something you recommend?
I think to keep your practice pretty short, but more frequent, and to really be intentional when you practice it, right? Because I go on stage with so much intentions. I'm just full of it. I'm just full of intention of being present, full of intention of enjoying my time, full intention of putting on a show, full intention of interacting with the fans. Like if I don't hear the fans, like you see in my face, I'm like, where are they? Where are they? Are they here? Did they all left? With just full of intention. So I kind of do the same whenever I practice. Like it's music on, like something that just puts me in the mood of just being intentional. And just same thing with my workouts. I go through like reps and set, and same thing when I practice my posing. I go through 5 times my transition, then 5 times of 30 seconds holding my front pose. Like I treat it kind of the same way. So when I go on stage, I'm just like, all right, let's show that.
So what's your pre-stage music or genre that you listen to?
I didn't listen to any music, but I've been into like that kind of like Brazilian vibe music, but it's just a vibe. It's just very
like a reggaeton type style.
Not reggaeton. No. It's like almost house music, but Brazilian house music.
She's got her phone out. She's about to.
I think that's how you call it. It's just so, you would love it. You would love it. It's a vibe. It's just good.
All right,
energy.
I'll check it out.
The way you say that, it sounds good. You're like, it's a vibe.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But I try to put it in the gym, Camille, and it doesn't give the same vibe than if you had it in your headphones. Don't do
Why
it.
is that? I've done the same thing. I'm like, I'll be listening to a playlist and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. I want everybody to hear it. And I'll play it on the loudspeaker. I'm like, oh, this is not the same.
It is not the same. No. And I used to be a like R&B, you know, that's what I would listen to, like Sinead, Hanet, whatever. I had like specific songs going into the show, but no, this time was just whatever got me in the vibe of a good time. It's like good energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so but going back to the question, are you gonna go back to the Arnold in 2025?
I love how
No.
Wendy's like, can we
Yes,
focus here?
She's
Can we
on.
focus?
Focus. Are we
Can
going
we
to the
give an
Arnold?
answer?
You don't have to. If you don't want to, that's fine. But if you do,
Purposely not answering.
okay. All right. So we're gonna move on. So you want to wait
No.
on that one? Oh,
No. You're fine. You're fine. You're so sweet. Oh my God, you're so sweet. You're not like the interviewer that wants a response from me. I love this. But no, I think it's important to talk about my future plan as, you know, the competitor, because I feel that once you win the Olympia, people expect you to just sit out of everything and just kind of doing this smile and wave. I want to be a champion. I compete and I do want to be competitive. I'm holder of 3-time Arnold, you know, classic champion, and I've yet to embody that so much. So I'm like, I don't know. I was the Olympia. We were 19 weeks out from the Arnold, so that tells you a lot.
Okay.
So
Well, look
see.
at Ashley Kawasser. I mean, if she's somebody to go off of, she just won her 50th pro show. She's not sitting anything out.
She's another animal.
Right.
She's not sitting nothing out. So I mean, you don't need to sit anything out. You know, you get to write your own story. No one.
Yes, exactly, Wendy. I agree with that. I agree with that. And do you ladies feel like more and more you hear that though? Like you would hear bodybuilders or like competitors, that's exactly what they're doing. They're like, there's no written story. Like I think I watched a podcast with like Fuad and Ian and Chris, and they were just talking about that, how it was just kind of like, and Seth Ferosi, and they were just talking about there's no right or wrong. I'm here like doing not even like hypertrophy workout, and you know, Chris would wake up and Hani's not waking up and he would just like do a switch. Like that's kind of like how I ended up working with Kim a lot too this year. Like very intuitive, very feeling, you know, it's
totally, I agree.
Lenda, do you feel like it's so empowering though? You feel so empowered when that happened, when you reach that point that you're just so in tune with your body, you're just like, all right.
Yeah.
You're pretty much like have achieved perfection. So you're not having to like make crazy changes or build anything out, or so you're kind of just like in this like you've been flying and now you're above the clouds and you're kind of just like, oh, like you can see above and you're just maintaining right now.
Yeah, I think the most challenging thing is that when you when an athlete, when you win the Olympia, a man or a woman, it is very different and your life changes and the conversations and the people around you. And the challenge is to stay within yourself, to, stay in alignment, stay present, and to not be rattled, to not let someone tell you to compete in the Arnold if you're not feeling like and that's where where athletes, the ones that win the Olympia and then they don't repeat because they get sidetracked and they start doing something different from, you have to really be present and continue to do what you do. Even the challenges of dealing with all of the powers that be, and listening to them in the off season, they're going to have their opinion. They're going to they probably didn't have very much of an opinion the years before. And now they very much have an opinion. They want to tell you, like you were talking about with your weight, you should be 5 pounds. Only you really know. You can listen and smile and let it go in one ear and then out the other. But at the end of the day, you have to really find a way to contain yourself and to do what Lauralie knows is best for Lauralie. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you. No, I think it's so important, and I think that's the reason why I didn't win the Olympia all the years before, Lenda,
Mhm.
because to the very end, right? I'm sitting backstage and I'm about to send a very typical Lauralie cup out text to my boyfriend saying like it might not be my day tonight. Like, why would I text something like that? You know?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I thought I had sent it, and I went back to see my phone because he sent me like that beautiful like text message of like, go win it for like it's for you, your family, your younger self, da da da, like the typical like hype up, because he's such like a hype man for me. But I went back and actually didn't send it, so I was like, I was so proud of myself. I was like, no, 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 no more of this. And I didn't go on my, after the prejudging, I didn't go on my phone, try to analyze the prejudging like I normally do, like, oh, they moved me this way, but this way. And then I'm calling my friend, like, what happened? I'm calling Phoebe, like, hey, what did they say? Or like, what is happening? No, I went to sleep. Kim told me you need to eat this. You need to go take a nap, a shower. That's exactly what I did. I woke up with my alarm. I went downstairs. I refreshed my tan. I went backstage, touched up my hair, waited, confirmation round, waited, came back, trophy. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's amazing. That was like the best analysis. Oh,
Yeah.
love that.
That's the best. That's the best. Well, so proud of you. I really enjoyed the last couple years getting to know you and hearing how smart. That's like the thing. When I talk to an athlete and they're confident, balanced, just in alignment, at peace, using words like manifestation. I heard you say that, the importance of it, that your mindset, the text that you wrote but you did not send. I mean, that's always a sign that you have a long reign.
Uh, I mean, that means it's always so surreal hearing that from you, Linda. And I think, I mean, every time I've been blessed to spend time with you, like, I mean, it's so meaningful for me,
Mhm.
And I mean, Wendy, I hope you had such a great experience at the Olympia too. And Camille, I mean, I feel like we go a long run, and like, since the Olympia, I remember the Olympia, the microwave situation. I remember that.
The
The
micro-
Olympia, the Orleans. She probably don't even remember. You were confused.
I
Oh
do.
goodness.
Well, I
Was
when
it
I
You
one
were
microwave
the
that like
microwave.
100 people had to share?
Yes, she was at the
Oh,
microwave on like the level of like whatever had a microwave, and you were there for like 2 seconds, and I said hi. I remember
I
that.
remember.
Oh,
I
Well,
feel like
I definitely knew who you were, but we were all like trying to heat our food up on the same
Yes,
floor. And the floor was
I-
really spooky.
I think it has its charm. I think I miss the Orleans a little bit,
it had
I know, it was
had
kind of
a
nostalgic.
nostalgia. Yeah,
right?
nostalgia.
The nostalgia,
Yeah.
and like I told Tarek, I was like, I remember when we would take the bus and we all had our little like tracksuit going to like the show. I'm like, this is cool. Like we needed like an Olympian village. You know how the Olympics had a little like Olympics village with like muffins, like they were talking about on TikTok. Like we
Mhm.
need the same thing with like little
Yeah.
carts. We'd have our little carts. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
yes. Yes. Well, when you're back in Arizona, you'll have that conversation with Jake. He will be here the next time, and you
Oh
can
god.
tell him, and he will definitely hear you on that one.
Aw.
Yeah. Well, we're going to give you the last word, Lauralie. What you'd
Yeah.
like to say out there, Ms. Olympia, to your fans, and we're going to give you the last word.
Oh, I want to say thank you. I also want to finally shout out my coach Kim Odo and also my boyfriend Aldo, because I always, it's hard to remember all the people that make such a huge impact. And speaking of impact, it's all of my long followers, the new ones, that just encouraged me, that believed in me and supported me, throughout my journey, throughout the ups and downs. It's incredible to have such love from people that you don't even know. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you ladies, because what you do is so huge from the sport. Did they left?
No, we're here.
Oh,
We just
I
put the
want to
focus
see your
on you.
face.
oh, like what happened here? I'm seeing it. Like, where did they go? I'm like, thank you, ladies. Okay, well, they were like, all right, we're checked out. Goodbye. Peace out. We're
Love you guys.
No, I just want to say thank you, because I think it's so important for women to finally take the narrative, like let's talk about what we're going through. Let's talk about all the things, I mean, last time I was with Lenda, she told me all the things. I'm like, oh my God, like this is full circle for me. It's such information that can be brought out to the masses. And I know there's no science to it, but it actually would make it so much easier for women if they knew, like, that 8-time Miss Olympia, like Camille, NPC judge, like Wendy, like you've been through so much too, like all different categories come together and just talk more about the truth, talk more about the positive, So I just want to say thank you for that, because those platform helps a lot, and it inspires me to like move forward with speaking my truth and not being ashamed of not being perfect, and celebrating all that. So thank you so much. And I'm sure I'm gonna see you, I mean, probably the women's workshop.
Yeah, guys, the NPC National Women's Workshop is on January 25th.
Correct. Yes. January 25th.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna have such a good time.
Oh yeah,
it's always fun.
It's our reunion. We'll have to, hopefully, there was one when me and Camille had a little slumber party. Maybe we can try to coordinate that. Do our face masks.
A slumber party. Oh, a slumber party. Yes.
Our little beauty mask kind of
That's
bonding
so cool.
evening.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll bring the cucumbers. I'll bring the cucumbers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring the Dyson curler like last time.
Do everyone's hair. She does everyone's hair. It's like it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I would love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good. No, thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, on to the next one.
On to the next one. That's right. Well, thank you so much, Lauralie Chapados, Ms. Olympia. I'll see you guys. Bye.